Hey there, let's dive right in and take a look at 7 towns in America with some really strange names. Believe me, there are some doozies on this list. Butternuts, New York. Butternuts is about 80 miles west of Albany and home to about 2,000 people. The prevailing theory on how this place came to be named Butternuts is that there were 3 butternut trees growing from one stump at the time this area of Otsego County was surveyed before the Revolutionary War. The textile company, Butternuts Woolen and Cotton, used this tree in their logo, which supports the story. Don't go looking for the 3-in-1 Butternuts tree. It was cut down a long time ago to make room for a log cabin. Butternuts. It's just fun to say, isn't it? Butternuts. Boring. Oregon. About 10 miles southeast of Portland, you'll find the town of Boring, Oregon. It's named after a former Union soldier, William Harrison Boring, who settled there in the mid-1800s and established a farm. He probably wasn't a boring guy. I mean, he was a soldier and then a pioneer that moved his family across the country before there were airplanes, U-Hauls, or even a Motel 6. Sounds anything but boring to me. You really gotta give it to the people of Boring, too. Rather than be bitter about the town's name frequently being mistaken to mean it's a lame place, they steered right into the skid with their town motto, so the sign reads, Boring, Oregon, an exciting place to live. For a while, Boring was a sister city to Dull, Scotland. I guess the excitement wore off and Boring later became a sister city to Bland, Australia. Fun fact, there are places named Boring in 2 other states. If you know where they are, let me know in the comments. Why, Arizona? About 30 miles north of the Mexican border in Pima County, Arizona, you'll find the community of Y, home to 167 people, give or take. Believe it or not, Y wasn't named after toddlers, who seem to have an affinity for that question. It got its name because it was situated at a Y in the road where state routes 85 and 86 came together. It came to be known as Y, like the letter Y, but the rules required names to have at least 3 letters, so they went with Y, WHY, and that's what it's been ever since. However, the Y intersection has been eliminated in favor of a safer T intersection. They haven't changed the name to the letter T or TEE. Now, if you live in Y, Arizona and really want to rebel and change everything, you could always move across the country to Why Not, North Carolina. Accident, Maryland. Accident, one of the first settlements in western Maryland, is home to 338 people in Garrett County. According to the story, 2 guys who happen to be friends ended up unknowingly surveying the same land by accident. After realizing the mistake, one of them patented the plot, the Accident Tract, and the rest is history. Folks from Accident are called accidentals. I guess that's good. If all the adults had to tell the kids that they were accidents, it could leave some emotional scars. We're not finished yet, but hey, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and tickle that thumbs up button, will you? I think after enough people do that, I get a coupon for like 5 cents off a chicken dinner or something. Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Originally named Cross Keys in 1754 after a local tavern, this Pennsylvania village was later named Intercourse in 1814. It's home to around 1,500 people, about 10 miles east of Lancaster, right in Amish country. And that's part of why the suggestive name is so amusing. There are several tales about how Intercourse got its name, and none of them are dirty. Get your mind out of the gutter. One theory is that its name was derived from a racetrack with an entrance labeled Intercourse. Another theory is that the name has to do with the intersection of 2 highways. Yet another possibility is that at the time the area was settled, intercourse meant friendship, fellowship, and social interaction. The last one sounds most likely, but nonetheless, the name still makes many people giggle, and signs bearing the town's name often disappear. The movie For Richer or Poorer was set in Intercourse, although it wasn't filmed there. Nimrod, Minnesota. Nimrod is in Wadena County, Minnesota, pretty close to the center of the state. This 1 square mile town was incorporated as a village in 1924 and then became a city, if you can call it that, in 1946. With a population of 69, it's one of the smallest towns in the state. Nimrod was the birthplace of baseball player Dick Stigman, who played for several teams in the 1960s. As for how it got its name, well, it had nothing to do with Green Day, since the band members' parents weren't even born yet when Nimrod was settled, and it's not a suggestion that its residents or founders were inept people or morons. Nope, Nimrod is a person from the Bible, first found in the book of Genesis, and means a mighty hunter before the Lord. Gee, now that I know this, maybe I'm less of a Nimrod. Booger Hole, West Virginia. In northern Clay County, West Virginia, the community of Booger Hole has a long history of mystery. No one seems to even have a good guess as to how it got the name Booger Hole, and that isn't really even the big question about this place. Back in the early 1900s, locals started getting irritated after about a dozen different people either disappeared or spent their final night in Booger Hole. A century later, the fate of those folks and legends of ghosts in the area still outweigh the mystery of how this holler got the name Booger Hole. If you've stuck around this long, then either this video is way better than I thought, or you're really trying to avoid doing something productive. But look, those gutters aren't going to clean themselves, so I gotta go. If you want to see other stuff like this that I put out, go ahead and tap on the subscribe button. Don't smash it or hit it though, just tap it. I don't want you breaking your phone or your TV. Thanks for watching.